Hey, I'm Marco Keach. Today I'm here with Corey Goldfarb, and he is another member of Odyssey Fitness Training with Ethan. And we're here because curious to know what Corey's story is and how long he's been there, all the details, the results he's seen, and figured hop on board and just kind of dive into all that. So, Corey, thanks so much for doing this. I appreciate it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of step back. I'm going to jump in real quick and say, because I'm curious, we're just meeting for the first time. What was it that led you there to train to? Like, what was the big thing you were trying to overcome or accomplish that led you to training with Ethan?
Sure. I mean, my whole life, I've always been that kind of scrawny kid, never been the most athletic person, in the world. And, I wanted to make a change in my life. And I knew not having been in the gym very often most of my life, I wanted some guidance. And so when I moved to Nashville about a little over a year ago, I sought after somebody who could help me with that. And luckily I found Ethan.
And so you were looking to do all this stuff. Was there a moment or something that maybe triggered you to take that action? Or was it just you moved there and first thing you're like, I got to find somebody that can kind of work with?
Yeah, when I moved to Nashville, it was kind of a new chapter in my life. So, I started a new job, moving to a new city, and the idea of getting healthier and starting this, physical change was also something that I was very interested in. So I didn't really know what I was getting into when I started looking for a trainer. Luckily, I found Ethan, and it really worked out very well.
Well, that's actually raises a funny question because there's, 1,001 trainers like everywhere you go. What was it about Ethan in that I guess drew you in?
Yeah, I found Ethan via a website, a Thumbtack, and when we first connected, we were just messaging back and forth via the website, and there was something about just the way he responded to me. It immediately felt very personal. I felt a connection with him. Like you said, there's a million ways to find a trainer anywhere, but the moment I connected with Ethan, I knew he was going to be the guy who I wanted to work with.
So you mentioned a connection. There's a comfort that was there, and you just knew he was going to be okay. I feel cool. I kind of connect with this guy, and he's going to be one to get me where I want to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there was just, yeah, I mean, I wasn't nervous about meeting him for the first time. He comes to my apartment gym and always has since we started working together. There was nothing weird about that to me, even early on. Just, I don't know, I felt very comfortable early on with him.
Okay, so you hop on board, right? You start training with him. Obviously, we'll get into the benefits and the results in a second, but you start training with him, you get along with it. Now you said about a year or so, right, doing the training.
For over a
What's
year.
what's that experience been like? What's the atmosphere like and all of that just in working and training with him?
Yeah, I mean, like Ethan's really become almost a friend to me. I meet with him twice a week for about an hour, and it's something I look forward to every day. I look forward to getting off work, getting home, and meeting up with Ethan. It's a really comfortable setting. We work out of my apartment gym, and there's people, very often throughout the gym. And at first, I thought it would be kind of weird, like working out with a trainer, in a place where everyone is kind of doing their own thing, but it's never felt weird with him, and he's made it really comfortable. He's taught me a lot, not only about how to use the equipment and how to get the best results, but just overall kind of how to be a healthier, stronger, individual.
Now, trainers are trainers, right? And any trainer that's kind of worth their salt can get you results, right? But there's another element of it too that a lot of people don't think about, and maybe you've seen this or not, and this is what I'm curious to know is the element of caring. Does he come off as he actually personally cares about you, or are you just basically kind of like someone that's paying the bills?
No, he absolutely cares. I mean, he holds me accountable in a really positive way. Um, I know that he's proud of me when he sees results. He's constantly telling me, Corey, you look, so much stronger. I remember when we first started and, you were doing squats and you could barely do the bar. Look at you now, squatting 185 and, look at your arms. Like you could see the growth. I mean, I generally feel like he is proud of me, and, for him to tell me that, for him to kind of, the way he shares his positive feedback for me is very genuine. It's not
Hmm.
just for the
Hmm.
sake of patting me on the back.
Yeah.
It's very genuine.
Have you ever been with a trainer before or experienced any of this stuff previously?
Yeah, when I used to live in Austin before I moved to Nashville, I started with a trainer for a little while, and it was a very different experience. It was in a big gym. It was kind of working with Joe Schmo, who they just signed me up with. Didn't really get much of a time to build a relationship with them. I felt like they were just probably doing the same routine with every person that they worked with. With Ethan, it's very different. I feel it's very personalized. If I say, hey, today, I haven't worked on abs in a while. Can we focus on that today? He's like, absolutely. And we'll kind of modify his day with me to kind of help me get the results that I want to see. And it was a very different experience when I was in Austin with a different trainer.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like in this way, Ethan cares. He's more focused on really benefiting, getting you results, getting the stuff that you want to do instead of a simple routine that maybe the other person was throwing you through. Yeah. You mentioned a word before, accountability. How has he been, and is he good in holding you accountable and sticking to what your routine is and your goals? Is he really good and on top of that?
He is, and he does it in a really positive way. I remember when I first started looking to a trainer, both in Austin and again out here. I was nervous about getting a trainer. You see him on TV, or when you've gone to the gym and see people kind of really pushing someone, too hard or past their limits, and so I was kind of scared about working with somebody who was going to push me in a way that was uncomfortable. He pushes me in a way that's very comfortable. He knows what my limits are. He knows if I tell him that kind of I tweak something to not push it too far. He holds me accountable, and if I tell him, hey, had a couple too many cheeseburgers over the weekend, and he'll remind me that's not how to put on the right weight, and he does it in a very positive way, and it makes it. I feel like I get better results because I want to make him proud too. Not only do I want to see the
Yeah.
results from me, but I want to make him proud.
Yeah. So you've got this supporting connection, right? You've got this accountability. You kind of in a way call a friend, somebody who really truly cares about you.
Absolutely.
And you've been there for a year. A lot of times people maybe make it 6 weeks after New Year's resolution, right? Maybe a few months. You've been there a year. So really what's been the big thing that's kept you there for this whole year?
I mean, the relationship I built with him over the last year is a big part of that. Like I said, I look forward to my session with him every week. It's that consistency in my life that you don't get in a lot of things. In the last year, I've gone through a lot of changes in my life, even since moving out here. Had a relationship end, had a job change, a career change. Ethan's been that point of consistency throughout that time, and it's part of what's kept me kind of on track in the rest of my life. His my time with him has not only changed me physically, but it's built my confidence up. I look at myself in the mirror, and I see a different person than I saw a year ago, and I smile a lot more when I take off my shirt, and look at myself in the mirror, and see some of those muscles that I didn't know I had a year ago.
Yeah, so you maybe got a little bit, I guess is a weird phrase to say, like a pep in your step, right? Like you kind of just,
Absolutely.
yeah, you can feel it. You can feel that confidence. And along with that, it sounds like too that maybe it's a byproduct of it is the mindset too, like mindset shifts in terms of your training, your lifestyle, all of those different things.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think the biggest thing about it, forget the physical side of it, it's the consistency and the confidence that I've been able to build in my life because of it.
Mm. So let's dive into the physical side of things, right? Because you talked about you had a tough time. You trying wanted to be, I guess, add a little bit of weight, right? Put on some muscle, become a little
Mhm.
bit bigger in a way. So what have you noticed? What types of physical results have you seen in the past year?
Yeah, I mean, I've probably gained 20, 25 pounds in overall weight, majority of it in muscle. My arms are significantly bigger. My chest is significantly bigger. I mean, for the first time in my life, I can say I have pecs. Uh, for whatever that is for me, I mean, it's something I'm proud of. I remember the first time that someone noticed a change in my body was, for lack of a better say, my booty. Uh, I got and it's a funny thing, but like that was like a huge confidence boost for me. I never like noticed a change in my body, and someone mentioned it to me. I'm just like, oh, I have grown some muscle in areas, and from a in the gym standpoint, I mean, I'm this week when I've worked out with him, I've benched more weight than I ever have. I've squatted more weight than I ever have. I've leg pressed more weight. I constantly see myself getting better and better every week.
Have you noticed other things as well that kind of side benefits to you, maybe handling stress levels better or sleeping better? Have you noticed anything there?
Yeah, I mean, energy wise is much better. Sleep wise, I used to wake up, two or three times throughout the night on a fairly regular basis, which doesn't happen anymore. Like I said, the confidence has been a huge piece of it. But I mean, energy wise, like I feel like a different person since working out with him on a regular basis.
Have you noticed work wise too that you mentioned confidence? Maybe you go into work, you change jobs that you feel better, more confident in doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the same career kind of for the last 9 years of my life. just moved into a different aspect of that same field for the first time as a kind of a newbie for the first time in a long time. And, I went into it with a different confidence than a year ago I might have been able to do.
What's been, of all the results, I mean, you talk about confidence, like maybe on the physical side and confidence, like what's been your favorite thing? Is it really just been the confidence that how you feel with that?
I mean, yeah, I think that'd be my number one if I was to narrow it down. Let's be honest, though. I like seeing the physical change too. I like seeing the growth of my arms, the strength of my shoulders, the fact that I have pecs. It's the growth I've seen in my legs, the fact that I've outgrown some of my suit pants because my legs have gotten that much bigger than they were a year ago. The confidence is really nice, and that'd probably be my number one. But it's nice to see those physical changes too.
That's pretty cool. So would you go as far as to say that this has been a life-changing experience for you?
Absolutely, it's been a huge life changing experience for me. It's made a very, very big difference in my life.
Okay, so we covered a bunch of things. We covered why you went there, your training experience, what it's been like, the results. Now, let's say somebody's thinking about joining. They hear your story, maybe a very similar situation to where you were,
Mhm.
and they want to work with Ethan, but they're still on the fence. What would you want to tell that person to push them off the fence?
I would say, look, I'm not the normal case for a trainer. I'm not the person who's looking to lose weight. I'm not the person who's, been away from the gym for a long time. I'm, looking to gain weight. I'm looking to put on muscle. I'm not the person who you normally see in the gym. Ethan's the reason why I am where I am today. Without Ethan, I don't know that, I would have the confidence I have today, the strength I have today, that consistency in my life I have today. He's made a huge impact in my physical essence, but also just my life as a whole. And if anyone's thinking about, working with Ethan or working with anybody at Odyssey, because I've worked with a couple of his trainers as part of Odyssey, do it. It's the best investment of my entire life.
Okay, and then I'll leave on this, the last question. Since it's been life-changing, you've seen all these changes. I mean, you've been through a lot of changes personally, emotionally through this, but let's say this is the last time you could ever say anything to Ethan. Let's say you turn off his phone, shutting everything down, and this literally is the last time. Knowing that, what would you want to tell him?
I would say, Ethan, you've truly changed my life. You made me a better person, a stronger person. And I hope I can continue what you've taught me beyond our time together and continue to make you proud.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Corey, I appreciate you coming on, taking the time out to share your story, share your experience. I think it's been really cool in a year to see where you've come, not just on the physical side, but right, the emotional, the confidence side, and made all these changes. And I just want to wish you the best of luck with everything moving forward.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, you take care.
You as well.